everybody, and welcome to another episode of Too Weird Didn't Watch, the show where we make fun of movies that we have not seen based on nothing but their bizarre descriptions.
I'm Brantley.
And I'm Albert. And today we're kicking things off with Monster Dog from 1971.
Okay.
This is, I assume, pre-Cujo? Because early 70s are like Stephen King's just barely getting kicked off, right?
I think Cujo came out in like late 80s, early 90s.
I'm talking about even the book. I think the book would have come out.
The book came out like, 80s is his real strong period because everything he wrote was, for a while, was either set in the 80s or early 70s involving kids.
1981.
Okay.
Cujo came out in 1981. So,
It's earlier than expected, actually.
inspired by... This is the movie that inspired the hit novel that inspired the hit movie, Cujo. Maybe.
Hit is a strong word.
Alice Cooper stars as...
Continue.
Are you sure you don't need a minute?
I'm good.
Do you have anything to say there?
It's been processed. Continue.
Alice Cooper stars as, surprise, a successful artist who takes his whole entourage with him for a trip to the region where he grew up in order to shoot a new music video.
Is he playing himself?
No, but he is, but he's not.
Okay.
Okay. The sinister place brings back traumatic memories, however, as superstitious vocals lynched... No, I'm sorry. Those are some real bad vocals.
Yeah, they lynched a guy.
Only Alice Cooper could perform some superstitious vocals. It's not funny if I can't stop laughing hard enough to say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
TLDR, Alice Cooper can kill you with his voice.
Yes.
He's like a banshee, but musical. Not the banshee where you have Sean Connery singing. No, that's very different. But
You think the Banshee is trying to sing? That would be a great take on the Banshee if it just shows up and rocks out at you.
I think
You're gonna die!
I think there's some one of those where it's all the monsters are in school or whatever, and there's a banshee that's like a rock star or something.
Okay. So it brings back sinister or traumatic memories, however, as superstitious locals lynched Vince's father because they thought he was a werewolf.
Of London?
This is
Is this a werewolf movie?
I don't... Possibly?
I love werewolves. We're aware of this at this point, but still. After having, 3 werewolf episodes?
When mutilated corpses are discovered once again, the locals believe Vince is a werewolf too.
I mean, cause and effect, that can make sense to a point.
And begin to hunt down the entire group.
I mean, they brought a werewolf. They gotta die.
This is a little bit wild. The idea, I can't... I'm trying to square the idea that, real people in sort of relatively modern day would be like, it's a werewolf.
I mean, it was, the 70s?
Yeah?
So modern day is kind of strong.
They have cars and telephones.
Yeah, and I can see certain people now doing the same thing.
I don't think...
Fox News could declare Obama a werewolf, and half the country would be like, he needs to die.
I mean,
You're kind of the ones that are doing that now.
Feels
yes.
that way anyway. Yeah. Okay. Political.
Yeah.
But that is all we have for this movie.
Oh. I hope it's about Alice Cooper as a werewolf, because that sounds so much fun.
I don't...
And he still rocks... It's like Wolf Cop, but he's a rock star.
Yeah, I can't imagine Alice Cooper would be on for this movie to be like, and I'm the monster, right?
No, he's like Wolf Cop, so he's a heroic werewolf, fighting these evil townsfolk that killed his dad, because they have their own evil secret or something.
Yeah, they can't understand the other. That's their problem.
Yeah. And it's like a whole... It's like a...
Who cares that he's going around killing people as a wolf?
Well, no, that's there's some murder or some wild dog or something happening. He happens to be a werewolf, or there's an evil werewolf.
Okay.
But it's not all werewolves are the same. You can't lump us all together.
Next up, we have Hands of the Ripper from 1971.
So somebody loses their hands, it gets a serial killer's hands as replacements.
Possibly. I think that treatment has been done at least 2 or 3 times.
That there's
There's a radio play. There's like an old black and white movie.
There's one where it's like the killer's eyes and they see the victims.
Isn't that with like Jessica Alba or something?
I think it's called The Eye or something like that.
Yeah. Hands of the Ripper starts in Victorian London at Burner Street, Whitechapel, where the infamous serial killer Jack the Ripper has struck again. As the Ripper's young child named Anna watches on, she witnesses the brutal murder of her mother by her father. After she discovers that he is the Ripper.
A lot easier to pinpoint.
It was
if he
him.
straight up had a daughter.
It was my daddy.
Because the whole thing is we still don't know who he was, if it was one person. Or he.
I mean, there is something really compelling about the Freudian nature of, like, this guy hates prostitutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but presumably he's had
ate
some
part of
interaction with them? Like, do you think that he's ever been with a prostitute?
Possibly, and has some self-loathing and issues.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
So, that's not
and there's the whole cannibalism thing.
But the fact, I mean, they didn't have great protection back then, so could have had a daughter, could have waited 9 months and changed to come back to kill the mother of the daughter in front of the daughter. Well, this doesn't track at all.
I mean, maybe he had just been with prostitutes a couple times, and like he had his family, or like his wife was a prostitute or something, and then just he finally snapped.
Yes.
And maybe he was just very bad at tracking down his wife and just wanted to kill her and kept getting different ladies every night.
You couldn't tell. You couldn't tell the difference.
He's wearing a mask. Forgot to put eye holes.
Man, I accidentally ate the wrong lady's spleen again.
Ah,
curse this.
Now
mess.
I have to write another letter and put in spelling errors so they don't know who I am. What are you writing, dear? Shut up, Martha. You'll get yours. I didn't see this coming.
This makes no sense.
Nope.
Okay. Jump forward several years later, and Anna is now a beautiful teenage girl who has been adopted by fake spiritualist Mrs. Golding.
Okay.
One night after an organized seance, Mrs. Golding accepts money from a minister named Dysart, who wants to have underage sex with her. The creep! It's so creepy.
I'll hold my tongue on this one. Continue.
I mean, I didn't make the movie. I'm just reading the description.
Continue. I choose to hold my peace.
To try and calm her down, Dysart gives her a necklace, which gleams in the light.
So is the Ripper a vampire, or was it what?
No, so Dysart, he goes to Mrs. Golding. He's like,
Right.
want to have sex with your daughter.
Girl.
Your adoptive daughter. And she's like, give me money. So he does.
Yes.
And he's like, hey, I do want to have sex with you, and you are way younger than me, but be chill. I've got jewelry. Unfortunately, this bright light brings back the memory of her father murdering her mother, and she becomes possessed by her father's spirit. At which point, she kills Mrs. Golding.
But in this scenario, she would be the prostitute, kind of. And Miss Golding would be the pimp.
She didn't get any money, though?
It's a rough prostitution.
She got the necklace.
Yeah, she got paid. For sex. But,
yeah.
he doesn't want... this is the only body he can possess, I guess.
Well, that's the glinting light that makes him possess her. Man, this movie's not very well thought out.
Wait. So... she lives with a fake spiritualist.
Yeah.
But this priest, on the DL, has a magic necklace that can let people get possessed by painful memories. And just gives it to a chick.
Maybe he doesn't know?
And he himself gets no comeuppance, apparently.
Yes, anyway. The implication is not that the necklace is magic, it's that the light, inspires her to remember the night when her father killed her mother, where there might have also been some light.
Maybe her mother had a necklace similar, or is through some stupid coincidence the same necklace?
Yes. That sounds at least on the right track of what we're dealing with here.
This movie sounds dumb.
It sounds real dumb. Outside, a respected scientist named Dr. John Pritchard...
Who is waiting on the priest to get his jollies off? What is happening? Were they going to dinner?
Respected scientist Dr. John Pritchard is going to dinner with his friend the priest.
He was!
Who stops at the fake spiritualist's house and says, "Excuse me, this lady has a sexy daughter. I'm going to go get my rocks off."
Aren't you a priest? It's Victorian England, nobody cares. But I'm respected.
He hears the screams and rushes to investigate. He discovers Mrs. Golding's body and realizes Anna must have been responsible, but instead of turning her over to the police, he takes her in an attempt to discover the motivation behind the murder and to try and cure her.
Of all the things, this makes the most sense for Victorian England.
Yes. However, Anna can't stop killing as her father continues to possess her under the right circumstances.
Gleaming light?
Yeah.
Being around prostitutes. Or women in general. Or maybe even dudes. Just being around people. There's a person.
Big.
Gotta stab him. Gonna make that shirt later.
Okay.
This movie once. I don't know what it even wants.
It's really squicky, isn't it? There's a lot of like...
It's kind of just gross. She could have been 18. And then it could just be like, I want to... Or even like 17. Like, she's not quite an adult.
Oh, and that would make the fact that she was being pimped out by somebody else okay?
No, but slightly less gross.
I don't think so. I don't think it's like, oh, you're 18. Suddenly it's less gross now because you had your birthday.
Yes.
I'm gonna push back on that.
I don't understand this movie at all. Why is she possessed by her dad and now like her mom's angry spirit who like hates men, and so now the child of the Ripper is now ripping dudes?
Listen, you can't be killing men.
They're so frail and need help.
I guess. I mean, for real, that's how this movie reads. It's like 100% like the priest apparently didn't get killed. The Ripper, I guess at some point died, maybe of old age. Like, there's no men getting their comeuppance for any of this.
He got the consumption just like on the side and died.
It's completely at random, yes.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with his whole murder and eating of people. Unless he got like food poisoning.
Ate some bad spleen.
Oh, that was a bad liver. She drank too much. Finally,
we have Slugs. A small town is having a rash of murders occurring, and no one seems to know what the cause is.
I'm gonna guess it's slugs.
Possibly, yes. I do like the sort of... It feels like nonchalant tone, like, yeah, they're having a rash of murders. Just let them be, they'll be fine. Each victim seems to have been eaten alive. Their skin and flesh wolfed down to the bone with no trace of evidence... I'm sorry.
Yep, I would find skeletons of previously still alive people like yesterday and be like, murder. Not an animal tech. That was murder.
That's some dedication right there as a murderer. If you're like, all right, we've killed him.
Dr. Lecter stepping up his game.
Gotta get literally every bit of flesh.
Leave those bones, though.
We're going to start. I guess you could do it with quicklime.
Yeah.
Because that would eat all the flesh off. Anyway. With no trace of evidence to connect the murders to anyone.
Well, yeah, they ate it all.
Yeah.
All the evidence. They ate the clothes.
Local Sheriff Reese is at wit's end.
Well, yeah, there's like, I don't know, guys. People are dying. They left his bones. I don't know what's happening.
They didn't cover skeleton people in cop school, okay? The local health inspector, Mike Brady... is called to investigate the scene of the first known death. I mean, I don't think that's really what health inspecting is all about.
They're just grasping at straws at this point, man. I don't even know. Get this guy in here. Maybe he has an answer.
Got food poisoning?
There's something in the food that could cause this?
Stan, are you suggesting?
Stan, this man is a skeleton. I don't know. They weren't shot. I don't know, because there's no skin. They weren't stabbed. I don't know, because there's no body. They could have been poisoned. I need you to answer that, but they just bones.
They could. Are you saying these guys ate a bad hamburger that turned them into a skeleton?
This new strain of mad cow is out of control. Doesn't just turn you into mad human, it turns you into bone men. Literally flesh-eating bacteria in the burgers.
I'm crying.
Some bad
If I was
lettuce.
on Twitter, I'd have to say I was screaming. But I'm not. And I'm not screaming. I'm just really... why are so many people on Twitter screaming, Brantley?
There's a lot going on in the world, man.
I don't know.
There's people just turning up in skeletons. There's crazy
They
bear
seem to
murders
be
up
very
north.
happy, but they're screaming, and I've never excited.
excited.
Never seen that in real life.
You've never seen like the teenage girls jump up and scream when they're excited?
Someone who's like very amused by something is like, ah!
You are getting the best glare from my bearded dragon, by the way. It's like, what is this guy doing to me?
I'm having so much fun. I don't know if anybody else is listening to have this fun, but it's worth it for me.
And that's why we're here. Breathe.
Brady and Sheriff Reese never have seen eye to eye. Not in small part due to the sheriff's always angry disposition. How this man ever got elected is beyond me.
So it's Mark Wahlberg's character from The Other Guys.
Yes.
Moved to the small town. Didn't learn the lesson about being angry all the time.
It's a great movie, by the way.
That is a great movie.
It did not get enough credit.
Well, no, people want to watch the movie about the guys.
By the way, the how this man ever got elected that's not my editorializing. That is in the description.
He's just so angry. Who voted for him?
Looking for clues, Mike doesn't find anything definite, but he does notice a trail of slime at the murder scene.
You're so bad at your job, Sheriff. How'd you not notice this? I was looking for people signs. How dare you? Forgot I gotta make him angry because he's angry all the time.
As the film progresses, more people are killed.
Yes, that's how the body count works.
One young teen couple is fooling around,
Yes, that's how horror movies work.
only for the girl to fall out of bed.
That's how some horror movies work.
Like the sexual encounter they're having where it literally involves her accidentally pushing her out of bed. I've been married for a number of years, Brantley. That's never happened to me. That probably isn't the most compelling evidence now that I've said it out loud.
Maybe you just need to step up your game, man. I don't know.
I've never sexed my wife completely out of the bed.
We're a family-friendly podcast, right?
Yes. I said sexed.
Okay.
Only for the girl to fall out of bed and into a massive pile of the man-eating blood slug. But I can't talk.
Blood-sucking slugs.
Wow, you even knew what I was gonna say. I'm smiling so hard I can't
Also,
talk.
So, I have a few questions.
Yes. There's a pile of blood-sucking slugs next to their bed where they're having sex.
Not known for their speed. Not the quickest of nature's animals.
No.
Like the snail in that tank behind you.
They all pile up next to the beds where people are having sex and wait for people to fall out.
That's the thing.
Because apparently that's a regular occurrence. What am I missing out on, Brantley?
They were either having the sex for so long that the slugs managed to make a giant pool able to just swarm her when she fell out of bed.
Right.
Or they were so into having the sex, they didn't notice them on the way to the bed. Or a combination of both.
I'm hypothesizing the slugs all gather under the beds, waiting for the sexy times to happen. And then when they happen, they're like, all right, form a perimeter. Somebody's going to fall out.
They're going to fall out. They're going to walk out. We're going to get them.
That's the only explanation. Okay. Nude and covered in blood and slugs, her fate is sealed. The same holds true for various other town folks who are attacked and killed. That they're nude and covered in blood? I've apparently been doing sex all wrong, Brantley. By the time Brady figures out what is going on, he tries to warn the mayor, who is on his 10th town by now, on the run from the Jaws debacle.
Yes.
And the sheriff. But with a major development deal in the making and the folks behind it in town.
Oh my god, it is him still. I'm gonna have to go through and track this character's like progress through our podcast.
Okay. Yes.
Because he's had, sharks, obviously. He's had Bigfoot. He had, I think, gators at one point.
We can't do this movie because I have seen it now, but Shark Attack 3 Megalodon has this character as well.
Oh.
Only he's a evil hotel owner. Instead of
he didn't get elected in that town. Or it's his brother.
He settled down to run a resort.
Well, I can't run a town because monsters attack, but I still want to be in charge of something.
Anyway, no one wants to hear about it is the end of that sentence that I don't trust myself to start at the beginning for again. With the help of his best friend, the town planner. Really?
Whose best friend is this? Is the Angry Sheriff's best friend?
No, the Mike Brady, the health inspector.
Oh, right, he's a dude.
This is like the horror movie version of Parks and Rec.
I'd watch that show.
They probably had an episode that was a horror movie, now that I think about it.
Like a comedic version of Twin Peaks, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
So Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated or Gravity Falls.
They take to the sewer system with the aid of the local high school science teacher to flush out the slugs and bring an end to their reign of terror.
Salt.
My sides. Well, they had to get the science teacher to tell them that.
Oh, okay.
Nobody else besides science people knows about slugs' aversion to salt, Brantley.
Oh.
It's not like it's an incredibly common knowledge thing.
Or just...
that you could just, know.
You can go to a pet store and buy things to kill snails. It works the same.
Why are we killing people at pet stores?
To kill snails.
What threat are snails to pets?
They infest tanks.
Oh, okay.
And they can eat live plants if you have them in there.
They just come in. You're asleep one night, and all of a sudden you wake up and there's a snail in your tank that you didn't know about.
The eggs can come in with the fish you buy if you put that water in your tank.
Oh, okay. I'm legitimately curious about this now. This has no relation to the movie. I was just
our tanks at work are infested with several.
Why are there just snails showing up out of nowhere?
The snails come in with the fish to the pet store.
Okay.
And then they infest.
They are either
tanks.
riding on the fish or laying eggs on the fish.
Well, they're in the bags.
Okay.
Because the fish come in bags. They don't just ship us stacked fish.
No, but they don't ship you on purpose snails either.
Well, I mean, some of them do. We do sell snails, but those are ones that don't reproduce in freshwater.
Okay.
We
lost the thread.
Well, no, I was looking at the snail that robbed me because I told you about that before.
You got some big lizards, man.
I have one big lizard.
You got a big lizard, man.
Yeah.
Should get a forced perspective and make that into a lizard movie.
I mean, I have 7 lizards, but only one of them is big.
I mean, he's not like Godzilla. He's like a foot long.
Yeah. 3 of them will become 10 inches, but they are still tiny.
You're going to have a lot of tanks in here.
I'm kind of where I'm at.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Did we have anything else to say about this movie? It's dumb and fun. I kind of want to see it now.
Yeah.
I have a report, by the way. I finally have watched The Psychotronic Man.
Okay.
The riff tracks of Psychotronic Man.
Okay.
It's actually... It's bad.
Yes.
Okay. But, bad in sort of that cult classic movie way where it sort of gets inside your head a little bit.
Star Wars.
No. That's not a cult classic, Brantley. That's just popular.
Yeah.
But I watched it with the riff tracks and it was excellent. I recommend that to anyone who has Amazon Prime. And just in general, check out the riff tracks and stuff on Amazon Prime. They're cycling through it all the time. I can't wait to get back to it because that's my jam.
Cool.
And that'll do it for us for this week's. Thank you so much for listening, folks. If you like the show, tell a friend about it. If you don't like the show, don't tell anybody. Just hunker down and don't say a word.
Tell your enemies.
Tell your enemies about the terrible show with the guy who can't stop laughing at his own jokes. That's probably not a great character trait, but I don't care because I am having fun. It is worth it for that.
Fair enough.
Bye, guys.
Bye.